metaphor. This will make sense for you. Let's say in this room that we set the thermostat at 70 degrees. Let's say that 70 degrees is a metaphor. It's a what? Metaphor for your comfort zone, which is also known as your self-image, your comfort zone. And most people have goals that are larger, they are more than their self-image. And that's why most people don't get to their goals unless they alter and or expand their self-image. So 70 degrees is your comfort zone. 70 degrees is your body. Not your goal, not where you want to be eventually, but what you're comfortable with. 70 degrees is the amount of love and passion and connection you have in your personal intimate relationship. Again, not your goal, but what you live with regularly. 70 degrees is the amount of money that you need to make to be comfortable. Not your goal, what you're comfortable with. Let's say the temperature drops to 65 degrees. Now what happens is your brain goes, hey, I'm a 70-degreer, not a 65. The heater's kicked on, you feel there's a drive and there's this urge and you want to do something about it. By show of hand, how many of you ever experienced part of life, maybe your body, maybe your income, maybe your relationship, where it dropped and you felt it's not good enough and you felt this incredible drive to do something about it, yeah? Put that way up and say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And from there, and you try something and it doesn't work, and you try something else and it doesn't work, and you try something else and it doesn't work. Now, after a while, nobody wants to be a disappointment. No one wants to feel like a failure in their lives. So what some people do is they lower the thermostats. They lower their expectations. They make their goals smaller, more realistic, more reasonable. Don't get your hopes up or you'll be disappointed. Well, maybe not. I'm not a 70 degreer. Maybe I'm a 65 degreer. Look at those 70-degree people. So arrogant. So full of themselves. They're probably workaholics anyway. I'm being smart. I'm cutting back. I'm downsizing. I don't want to burn myself out. I want to have more balance in my life. Now, before you know it, they're at 62. Then they're at 58. Now, by the way, when they're at 58, do they hang around with 70-degree people? No! They hang around with 50-degree people. So they feel better about themselves on a regular basis. Why do you think people watch reality TV? You know what? I thought my life is a mess. But look at these people on TV. Instantly, you feel better about yourself. Now, but you're at TEDx, obviously. You're not like that. You're an overachiever, yes? You're an overachiever. So when it's supposed to be at 70 degrees, at 65, what do? You do something about it, yes? You don't settle. You try it, you try something else, it doesn't work. You try something else, it doesn't work. You try something else, it doesn't work. You don't settle. You don't give up, and you don't give in. If you hit a wall, you go around it, you go over it, you go under it, whatever it takes, you do it. And do you stop at 70 degrees? No. You keep going until you hit 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 99 degrees, and your brain goes, hey, what do you think you're doing up here? And you start doing some dumb things, making some dumb decisions, until you get back to exactly where you think you deserve to be. Now, how many of you, I'm sure none of you have done this, but how many of you have seen other people sabotage themselves? Yeah, I thought so. You see, the strongest force in human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we see ourselves. The strongest force in human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we see ourselves. So the image that we hold of ourselves controls our successes and our failures, and also impacts every single area of our life. Let's say you have a self-image of someone who's overweight, and you don't want to talk about it, and you don't want anyone else to talk about it either, but until one day you just, you know what, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna do something. I want to lose weight because I'm tired of being single. It's always good to have that extra motivation. And you go on a diet, and you go join a gym. Not that you go, but you join a gym. And you go on a diet, and what happens? You start to lose weight. Why? Because you're starving yourself. You don't eat anything white, you don't eat anything sweet, no more chocolate, no more candy, no more French fries, no more soda, because you believe they make you fat. But that's not what makes you fat. It's your self-image that makes you fat. You see, when a person who's overweight goes on a diet without altering their self-image, any weight loss will be temporary. That's why you see people gain and lose a ton in their lifetime. Look at Oprah. See, whatever you lose, you're automatically programmed to find whatever that is lost. When you step on the scale, when you start to lose weight, you look at the scale, that's not really me. Not consciously, but subconsciously. That's not who I am. I don't deserve this. And then, bam, you put the weight right back on. Now, everybody go ahead, touch your chin. Just go ahead, touch your chin. Everybody say, isn't that interesting? We become self-prisoners of our own self-image. We become self-prisoners of our own self-image. Years ago, I met Mike. And Mike is a very good friend of mine, fit, healthy, family man, very successful guy. And Mike had a habit of getting up 6 a.m. in the morning, and he would run for an hour. He would run for an hour. And sometimes when we travel together, we'll get to the hotel quite late. But doesn't matter, he would get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and he would run for an hour. And it didn't matter where we were. It didn't matter the time zone. If it was raining, he would run indoor on a treadmill, even in the parking lot if necessary. And in fact, he never, ever missed a single day in 11 years. Now, during that time, sometimes he was sick. Sometimes there was an emergency, but he never, ever missed a single day. And one day I couldn't help, and I said, Mike, how do you develop such discipline? What gives you this kind of motivation to get up 6 a.m. in the morning and run? Like, what is your secret? He simply said, Dan, I'm a runner, so I run. I'm a runner, so I run. See, the source of Mike's motivation didn't come from his self-discipline. It didn't come from his willpower. It came from the self-image of himself as a runner. As a runner. Here's a simple truth. We all act consistent with who we believe we are. We all act consistent with who we believe we are. So why great ideas alone are not enough to succeed? Why don't we do things that we know deep down that are good for ourselves and good for others? By show of hand, how many of you know someone who is a smoker but wanting to smoke and because they know that it's not good for them, it's not good for the family? Put up your hand if you know someone like that. Yes. Let me give you a very simple strategy. Foolproof method, 20 years of research, guaranteed to work. You ready? Yeah. Here we go. Stop putting that cigarette in your mouth and lighting it. Duh. See, you smoke because you're a smoker. Makes sense, doesn't it? But you weren't born a smoker. In fact, I guarantee you the first time you smoke, your body probably rejected it. And you probably cough, but your friend said, hey, dude, just keep smoking. You'll get used to it. And you did. Eventually, the coughing stopped. And you got so good that you couldn't help, you stopped yourself from smoking. We all act consistent with who we believe we are.